I am going to be using both of my pressure canners and a new toy. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. These are the Bad Beauties that I'm going to be using, the small one and the double stacker. Oh, but it gets even better. Let me show you what I got. Trust me, it's good. You're gonna wanna see this. Welcome to the unboxing of my new pressure canner. You're like, you already have two. But this guy is all digital. He doesn't hold as many as the ones down below hold, but he is a put it in, press the buttons and walk away kind of guy. Electric, plug it into the wall. This is, I kind of think this is a cheating method. So I totally recommend that when you start canning, you start canning the old-fashioned way. I think it's important that we learn the old-fashioned techniques first before we move on to technology. This one is USD safe. I know a lot of people say it's not USD safe and it's gonna kill everybody. No, 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 no. Presto comes out with it. They make a very good quality product. This has been in my list for a couple years now, 2 years. Scissors. Probably should think about something to eat because the winds are at 24 miles an hour. Boiling these, I am somebody that reads my instructions, and we're gonna have to go on the ground for this. Boil water canning method, yay! And the pressure canning method. I am so excited because this does both, water bath and pressure canning. So it is something that I have, like I said, been wanting for a while. And we're gonna use this for the first time with a batch of potatoes. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to reading the manual on that so that I can start using that because I've heard some amazing things about it. And who doesn't want to try something new? I've set up the electric pressure canner. Okay, let me show you what we have. We have a full canner load here. It holds considerably more than the other one. And we have this Presto Presto electric digital canner, and it is fully loaded. I'm gonna start them both at the same time because I think it would kind of be interesting to see which one actually finishes first and how easy it would be. Well, this is a whole process. I just put the lid on and I just set it for 40 minutes, pressure canning. And I push this button and turn these knobs, did a whole bunch of stuff that it said. Once the proper temperature is reached, the canner will proceed to the vent phase. I don't understand. Important. Confirm the regulator is not on the cover. Oh. Okay, that's what it meant. This is not supposed to be on. Once the proper temperature is reached, the canner will proceed to vent phase. Vent. And a 10-minute will light up. The venting timer will begin counting down. When the time expires, the unit will start beeping and put the regulator on. That's when this goes on. Wondered why I couldn't understand that. Blinder than my husband pays for me to be sometimes. Carry on. This is going to be so much fun. I have this canner warming up, I have this canner warming up, and I now have that canner warming up. That canner is on a different circuit than this canner. And nobody breathe. Nobody breathe. Okay, we are here just for a quick update. This one has just started counting down to the venting of the 10 minutes, right there. Ironically, this one has not started sputtering, and this one sounds like it might start at any moment. This one was started after all of them. I'm not sure why it's going so much faster. We may be a couple minutes behind that one so far. There you go. Okay, this thing has the cutest little vent. It kind of like, put the vent on me, beep, beep, beep. It's the cutest little thing. So I just put the vent on it. It's only been going for 21 minutes, or actually maybe 25. It's already starting to count down to 40. And this one, these both are venting now. So this one has 6 more minutes until I can put its little weight on it, and there you go. And this guy too. They're both at the same time right now. It just did one of its cute little beeps. It went beep, beep, and then it flipped on to the canning mode. So now it is canning and it will start counting down. I am literally having to stand by this guy and make sure they're both doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. So yeah, this one has less space, but it's pretty much, I could be cleaning my kitchen and reading a book while this is operating. So I think they both have their purposes. Still out on everything. Okay, I figured we would do an update. We have 20 minutes left on that. We have 20 minutes left on this. And we have this one. It is so noisy in here. It is unbelievable. We have 25 minutes left on that one. The deal is I'm having to stay in the kitchen and babysit both of these and make sure that their pressure stays regulated. I don't have to do that with this one. This one is just set it and it is doing everything on its own. So bonus on that, this guy just beeped at me twice and now he is cooling. He says cool on it. And I got 46 seconds on my little girl. This has been a whirlwind of a day. I love that the pressure canner came with a little cheat sheet for water bath and pressure canning, like a little step-by-step. I love that. Absolutely amazing. This thing is absolutely so quiet. It could very well become my best friend. I mean, like my little girl over there, this may be replacing her. With that said, it is not just put your stuff in there and walk away, because you do have to push some buttons when it comes due to advance it on to the next phase. However, it is very quiet. Doesn't fit as many jars, but I can see a benefit. So if I was just going to have 2 pressure canners, I've always told people the Presto stovetop one as a starter, but you can't put that on an open flame. So the reason I have All American is because if I needed to, I could put it on an open flame and can up the stuff that I had to. In a drop-down situation, that's what I could do. However, you can't do that with the Presto because you would melt the rubber ring. The All American doesn't have any rings. It doesn't have any gaskets or anything that I would have to replace. So I like the All American because I don't have to replace anything, and it pretty much, I do have friends that have literally cooked with it over an open flame. But if I was starting out, I highly recommend a stovetop canner for starting out, because I think we really need to understand the dial gauge and the weighted gauge and adjusting the temperature. I think there's a lot of skill involved in that, and that is a really great learning experience. However, this guy over here, I would graduate to him and let him do everything for me. After I figured out, if I was just getting 2 canners, I'd start with an All American and then I'd go to this guy. And I hate saying that because the Presto stovetop is like so affordable. But it requires replacement parts. And this one will too. This one will too, but it will also require electricity. So I'm torn between that. I'm really torn. But there you go. So far, I'll come back. It's still in its cooling phase, and it says it could be an hour and a half for its cooling phase. So I'm still timing them. Here is a surprise. This one right here, that guy is still in cool down mode. This guy is ready. So we're going to unhook him and open him up, and then we're going to 6:43. We're going to check and see how much longer for that one. I let it sit in that position for about 5 minutes while the steam comes out. I have less siphoning when I am gently, carefully, and slowly removing the jars and letting the air come in slowly. I am very shocked that that one is longer. I thought this one would be so much faster. It's very quiet though. I like the quiet. Okay, it is 6:50 and I'm getting ready to wash this as soon as it cools down. The jars are out and this guy still hasn't even started his 10-minute countdown. Okay, so it is now 7:13. This thing started its timer. It's got 7 minutes left. And my trusty old gal is sitting down there. She's washed, cleaned, and put away, waiting for the next job. Even the big guy is sitting over here, and he's waiting for the lid to come off because he just lost pressure. And I gotta tell ya, if it wasn't so darn quiet and easy, I'd stick with that little gal, because this is a lot more time, but I don't have to babysit this one. So bonus there, and it's quiet. Okay, so it beeped that it's done, but I can't, and so I turned it off like it said, but I can't do anything until the pin up here drops, which is the safety mechanism for me to open it. So it still has pressure built up in it. So we're still waiting. In the meantime, my big gal over here is getting unloaded. The pin just dropped, so I'm gonna go in. Man, it is taking forever for it to drop, but it just dropped. So we're gonna release it. That's what we have. So now I'm gonna pull them out, and maybe I can go to bed now. So that's the first batch that came out of my small Faithful. And this came out of the double decker. And this, which is a different color, just came out of the digital pressure canner.